Hi everyone, welcome back to Lifting the Lamp. I'm Frater Eleftheria, and with this platform that I've created, Lifting the Lamp, I really like to use it to share occult knowledge with you, spiritual knowledge, esoteric secrets, go deeply into some of the most unknown and mysterious kind of ideas of the Western esoteric tradition. And, really go deep into things and reveal some really forbidden knowledge. But unfortunately, sometimes I need to make a video like this instead of doing that, because sometimes I take things too far for YouTube's liking and I get punished for it. And then I have to make a video like this talking about how unfair that is and what my response is going to be. Frankly, I feel like things are coming to a head with YouTube and me at the moment. I have made a video like this in the past before, where I wasn't happy with how I was being treated, and now I'm unhappy again. And there are obstacles that YouTube has put in my way that mean I can't get where I need to get with Lifting the Lamp. At least not for many years down the track. And that's just time that I don't have. So there's things that I want to do to take things to the next level, in spite of the obstacles that have been put in my way. And I'd like to share my ideas with you and maybe give you a chance in the comments to provide some of your own feedback about what you think I could do to really take Lifting the Lamp to the next level outside of YouTube. So why am I so unimpressed with YouTube at the moment? Well, there's a couple of reasons, really. The first is to do with the algorithm. I've been doing everything right. I've been using a very successful formula, posting one video a week, posting videos that I think will be relevant to my target audience, plus some other videos that might reach a larger number of people, but still be kind of related to the overall spiritual theme of this channel. And in periods when I can afford to do so, maybe I do 2 videos a week. And this theoretically should lead to constant growth and periodic acceleration in growth, actually, as things snowball, as more popular videos increase in number and are promoted continuously by the algorithm. But that's not what has happened over the past 6 months or so. In fact, what has happened is that I've still been growing, but the rate at which I have been growing has been slowing down instead of increasing, so that now it's pretty much what it was 12 months ago. And that's a worrying sign. It means the channel is not growing as anticipated. And that affects my future plans on YouTube as well, and the extent to which I want to commit myself to this particular platform for putting my message out there, ultimately is what it means. I don't know what's changed. I'll have huge views on a particular video, an increase in views from my previous videos from a few months ago, but pretty much the same number of subscribers. And this has been going on for a few months now. And I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not sure if something arbitrary has changed in the algorithm, or if there's just certain subject matters that I've been speaking about over the last few months that mean that I need to be censored or silenced. I haven't been shy to touch upon topics such as the people who run the world and the extent to which they're under the influence of spiritual evil, and really questioning some of the political assumptions of our culture on the basis of spirituality and a deeper connection to spirituality. Perhaps that is something that has flagged my videos and means that I've been not shadow banned, but maybe something similar to that. Because of course I can still reach new people, it's just really slowed down. And then that brings me to my next point on the topic of certain topics being out of bounds, I'd like to talk about my previous video for a moment. So I don't know if you actually saw it, because YouTube put so many restrictions on it that it was promoted to very few people. But last week I did a video on the Grand Arcanum, the secret of secrets. Now, by all accounts, this should have been a very successful video, like the videos I've done on the Book of Abramelin, on demons, on knowledge and conversation. But that's not what happened. It was promoted to about half as many people as my videos now usually would be. And part of that is my own doing. I deliberately put a setting on the video that was 18 plus only because of the kind of themes that I was talking about. I don't consider it to be appropriate for children. The people that are in charge of our culture at the moment probably disagree. But as a matter of principle, that's something that I wanted to do. And I flagged that myself. And then YouTube put an additional restriction on the video saying that it has been flagged for potentially inappropriate content. I found that really unfair, because if I wanted to right now, I could go on YouTube and look up the video clip for Unholy by Sam Smith, and there would be no restrictions in place, even though the content of that video is far more inappropriate than anything that I said in this video that has been restricted by YouTube. And yet I'm the one who is punished. But that was an amazing video on an amazing topic, and you might not have even seen it, which is very concerning to me. It means that YouTube is not promoting my content the way that it should, to reach the people that it should. And in fact, I don't even know if everybody who has hit subscribe on this channel in the past 6 months has actually become a subscriber, because I've watched my subscriber count go up on some days, and then suddenly a subscriber drops away, or a few subscribers drop away, or members drop away. And I know that in the past, when I've spoken about certain topics, namely a kind of global institution, which is a kind of forum, you might say, for a lot of world leaders to talk about economics and other topics. I've spoken a bit about that institution, and that was the last time that I found subscribers actually being taken off my channel, and found out in the comments later that some people had actually been removed who should never have been removed. I feel maybe that has happened again. So one thing that I want to achieve with this video is just to reach out to all of you watching, provided that YouTube is actually promoting my video to you. I want you to check to see if you've subscribed to this channel. If you have hit subscribe before, just double check that, and you may find that you're not, in which case I want you to subscribe again and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I publish a video, which is once a week without fail. If a week goes by and I haven't published a video, it means that YouTube has deleted you from my channel and you need to subscribe again. And please, if this has happened to you, let me know in the comments below. I want to get a poll of sorts going to find out just how much YouTube has been messing with my channel. And if you haven't seen my video on the Grand Arcanum from last week because YouTube just hasn't told you that it exists, please go back and watch it. It is some of my best work, and I was really proud of it, and it's a shame that so few people have seen it. But that is the situation that I find myself in with YouTube, unfortunately. And it's got me thinking, because, you know, I have created this channel for a specific purpose. It's a means to an end. And that end is to gather people around me who are familiar with my content and what I'm trying to do with spiritual knowledge, so that I can, you know, reveal some great things to those people. And, you know, it's not about getting YouTube famous, or it's not about the likes or the clicks or anything like that. It's a means to an end. It's a tool for spreading the light throughout our society as much as possible. And so if I can't do that with YouTube, and if YouTube and its algorithm won't promote my work to as many people as are actually interested in it, then quite frankly, YouTube is useless to me. And that means that I need to start thinking about alternatives. I have done this exercise before. The last time that YouTube messed with my channel because of the truth that I was speaking. But I wasn't very successful that time around, and there wasn't the kind of urgency that there is now. I have previously tried to start an Odyssey account as kind of like an alternative platform. Honestly, Odyssey is not that great. The library tokens, I mean, like I have maybe 0.3 cents worth of this crypto token that you get paid for views, and there's like well under 100 people to this day who are actually subscribers on my Odyssey account. So that turned out to be a bit of a non-starter. But there's other ideas that I've had recently which will allow me to potentially do something a bit different. I've been thinking about a Patreon, for example, and this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. But now I feel it is time for that, because I'm seeing less and less value in focusing on YouTube as my main platform, and because time is of the essence in terms of me building up Lifting the Lamp to what it has to be in the next year. I've also been thinking about perhaps starting a Discord server. I know that that's something that people have recommended before in the comments. And, you know, it's not going to happen immediately, but these are all things that are probably going to happen down the track. It could have been YouTube super chats, but that's not going to happen anymore. And you know, it could have been a higher tier of YouTube membership rather than a Patreon, but that's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be different platforms. And there's also going to be merchandise that you can purchase, merch for Lifting the Lamp to support me further. That's coming down the line. And that's, again, not going to be through YouTube. You'll just be able to do it through Shopify. But all ways of supporting Lifting the Lamp outside of YouTube, of building up the brand, so to speak, although I hate using that kind of terminology. It makes it sound really corporate and commercial. And although my channel growth isn't what I had hoped it would be at this point in the year, I'm using this as an opportunity to shake me out of my apathy about starting these extra kind of things in terms of streaming, in terms of merch, in terms of giving higher quality content to people that they're willing to pay for, and which creates more of a sense of community with just the people that are really serious about my content. Because that's another thing that I've found as well, that looking through the comments on a lot of my videos, it's just a bunch of bots. It's just like walls of text telling a story that is obviously made up, which just seems really disjointed, like just mashing a bunch of generic themes together into this story or this point that someone's making, and then like making obvious spelling mistakes and things. It's obviously not a real person, and there's just comment after comment after comment like this. And YouTube, you know, they're able to remove people from my subscribers who are real people, but they're not able to identify bots on my comments. So that just to me seems quite sloppy. And if someone's a patron who pays for my content, I know that they're a real person and I can really focus on those people. You know, at the moment, I want to go through my comments, and, you know, I barely get time to do that. And then when I do get time, you know, I need to trawl through all of these like fake accounts commenting on my videos just to reach the few decent comments. It's just really messy. If I can use my limited time and focus in on the people that are real people, that are really serious about my work, that would be a much more valuable use of my time. So these are all the things that I've been thinking about. Oh, and a mailing list. I want to start a mailing list at some point. You know, if I get too close to a truth that the powers that be don't want exposed, who's to say that my channel won't get removed and completely deleted? And if that happens, I want to know how to contact the people who have been following me so I can let them know where I've moved to. So that's something also potentially that is going to happen in the future. So I guess what I'm saying is watch this space. A Patreon, a Discord server, a mailing list could all be on the cards in the future, and a Shopify selling Lifting the Lamp merch could all be on the cards in the future. For the time being, I do need this channel, so I will tell you about it on here first, but then things are going to start to diversify. And if something doesn't change with the way YouTube has been treating my content, and it doesn't change soon, then this channel on YouTube is going to be less and less of a priority for me. And YouTube is ultimately going to make less revenue from the just obscene 50% cut that they take from all of my ad revenue. And I'll take my business elsewhere, so to speak, and I'll produce things that are of more value to you, ultimately, which is what I want to be doing. You know, when it comes to the spiritual path, many are called, but few are chosen. You know, I don't need to have a mass following. I just want the people, however many there are, that are serious about the mysteries, that are serious about spirituality and self-knowledge, and to be able to have enough interest from people for me to be able to do this essentially as my job one day. That's all that I want. And even that goal seems out of reach if I only rely on YouTube. So that is my reason for making this video, and I hope that you will support me in that endeavor. And now that I've got that out of the way, I can get back to making quality content for you about spirituality and esotericism. I've got some real bangers that I'm lining up for later this year. I don't know if YouTube is going to be the platform that I post those on, if they particularly deserve that content, but it will be available somewhere, and you're going to really enjoy it. And that's what I want to get back to the business of doing now. So lots of things on the horizon, ultimately exciting things, even though there might be some changes afoot, depending on how things move from here. But thank you for your continued support of Lifting the Lamp, in whatever form that takes in the future. Please leave a like on this video so that the algorithm actually does see it. Comment it so that the algorithm actually does see it, and so that I understand what's been happening with you as the subscribers and whether anything dodgy has been going on with you interfacing with my videos. But thank you again for listening, and I'll see you next time.